Hello, good evening. I am Dr. Sandra Ingram, and I am so happy to be with you on this evening. Um, Today, I am so grateful, number one, for uh, Black Women Promotes because it's a beautiful um, place to be, to have access to. And so I am extremely grateful to be here for this opportunity tonight. And I thank you so very much. And once again, I am Dr. Sandra Ingram, and I am an author of the book Before You Pray Again, Keys to Effectual Fervent Prayer. And I also am the creator of a relationship life coach program called Reflective Metamorphosis. And it's all about the changes that we have to, in changes that take place in relationship that relates only to us. And you can contact me at dr.ingramlifecoach.com. And tonight it is my honor and privilege to talk about a subject that I have had much experience in. All right, so is our theme first is Era of the Six Figure Black Woman. And that is awesome and powerful to know that we're all going to be able to reach six figures. Our topic, resilient. Here is how I bounce back. And we all know about resilience and kind of what that means. And but I want to explain it just a little bit further and give some a little bit more insights on what my definition of resilience is in my life, and give you an example of how all of us are resilient in our own way, just a little different. So, if we're to be resilient, what then is resilient? That is really your ability to bounce back. But it's not just your ability to bounce back, it's your ability to bounce back without cracking or breaking. So that's what the meaning of resilience is. It's how we recover after we go through something from any kind of adversity or change. All of us have been through something. We all, as we say in church, have a testimony that we can give that where we have overcome. And sometimes, we've had better resilience than other times. Sometimes we can bounce back quick, and sometimes it takes a moment. But you know what? That is okay if it takes a moment. So, resilient is even if you get down, you're able to get up. And when you come up, you come back stronger and better. So, there's an upside to resilience. And I think about how do you know how resilient you are? And the only reason to know how resilient you are is to go through something and to come out on the other side. And some of us say, but you don't know how hard it's been. And I've been bounced down and thrown down so hard. But when you think about it, the harder you hit a ball down, the higher it bounces back up. So, what can we say? We bounce back. So, it's not about the going down, that it's about the getting up. So, it's about getting up and how we get up, not how we go down, but how we get up. And that is the most beautiful things that we have to look at. So when we Resilience is when you are broken or when you're cracked. It's not, like I said, being there. It's about how you come back. You can be compressed down and broken, but that's not the end of your story. The end of your story is when you come back after you've been compressed down and broken and bent, and you come back up better than you were than you were before. That's what resilience is. Resilience gives you strength to cope with your stress and your hardship. And you know what? We all have resilience. It's just a matter of how much resilience that we have. But I tell you, the more things you go through, the more trials, the more tribulation, they come to make us strong. The more resilient you will learn to be because you go through things and you're shaped and you come out better. And remember, things that happen to us that seems bad, they can make us better and we can become more resilient. So you may say, so I understand what resilience is then. So resilience then we said is how you are able to bounce back after the trials and tribulation to your original shape that you were in. And some of us, because we go down so hard, we come up much, much higher. And so that's what we have to keep in mind. So, how did I bounce back? You may ask me, how do you know? Well, I will tell you. There are some things that you can bounce back from things that happen on your job, in your home, in your family, in your personal life. We all have challenges. And even if you have a business, things happen and they don't go the way that it should. And sometimes some of our businesses have gone under completely. But we can bounce back if you hold on to your dream and you hold on to what you are doing. So, how do I bounce back? Number one, I have my faith. No matter what circumstances or things I'm going through, I can bounce back not because of me, but because of the God in me. That's the first thing that helps me to bounce back. The second thing is that I learn from my mistakes. And I've said this for years, and people who know me understand me. And I say, what's the lesson? In everything that you go through, what is the lesson that you learn that you can take so that whatever you went through is not in vain, but it's for a building block because we can build on our crumbles, we can build on our brokenness, and we can build on whatever condition we find ourselves in. We can become resilient, and the next time that problem hit, it doesn't affect us the same way as it did before. We learn from our mistakes. Our mistakes failures. They're just feedback. So mistakes are feedback. They tell you what to do or they can tell you what not to use. So use your failures and setbacks as stepping stones. And how another way that I bounce back, and this is about being resilient. I have inner strength. That means I have to know who I am. And in order to know who I am, I have to know the real me. This is not, as Michael Jackson would say, the man in the mirror. It is not my reflection. It is the me. It is the inner me. I have to know who I am when I am. And this is what I teach in my life coach class. You have to know the inner you in any kind of relationships that you have. You have to know who you are first. And you know what? We have to keep a positive image. That's number four. Keep a positive image. of yourself. Know who you are. No matter what anybody else says about you, know who you are. And I will tell you, the one thing that will align you and make you grow is forgiveness. We have to forgive other people. Forgiveness, unforgiveness holds you back and it holds you down. So forgive. Forgive those people. You can't bounce back from anything holding grudges and not liking people. You have to give it up. So because it is about you going higher. And then number 6, I don't view myself as a victim, but I am a victor. No matter what I go through, when I got raped with the gun at my head, the knife at my throat, I had to learn how to bounce back. I had to learn how to be resilient. I had to learn how to keep a positive self image. I had to call on God and use my faith. I had to forgive because that is what was needed for me to be a strong, resilient person. Then, number 7, I had to stay focused. Yes, I had to focus on what I was doing, what I was achieving, what where I was going. That's what I had to concentrate on. Remember, I'm talking about resilient and how is it that I bounce back? How is it? I went down hard sometimes, but I came back up. And I tell you, it's a journey and it's a process, and it is not that easy. But if it was easy, anybody could do it. But you can do it. You are doing it. And you know what? You have to foster wellness. You have to take care of your mind, your body, your spirit, your emotions. You have to take care of yourself. So, resilience then, how is it? What did I do to bounce back? What did I do to endure tribulation without cracking or breaking down or giving up? Remember, number 1, I had my faith. Number 2, I learned from my mistakes. Number 3, I had to call on some inner strength, knowing who I really was, having a relationship with myself. I had to keep a positive self image. I had to forgive. I had to view myself as a victor and not a victim. Stayed focused and took care of my mind, my body, and my spirit. And so, a lot of times, I want to leave with you. I'm going to be wind up in just a few minutes, but I want to leave with you what resilience is and for you to understand that you can be resilient. And we say, I do. I love affirmations. And here is one from Steve Maraboli. And it says, resilience isn't about floating through life on a breeze or skating by all of life's many challenges unscathed. Rather, it's about experiencing all of the negative, difficult, and distressing events that life throws at you and staying on task, being optimistic, and high functioning. In fact, developing resilience basically requires emotional distress. If we never ran into a disappointment in the first place, we would never learn how to deal with it. And this is by Courtney Ackerman. So be resilient and understand that life's mistakes are just your stepping stones to a better you. Be blessed and have a wonderful night.